absorb what is useful, discard what is not, and add what is uniquely your own to have a high performance in life. I, Professor Shweta Pai, TP of SUIT, feel privileged to welcome you all on behalf of Srinivas University to this live seminar on a step-by-step guide to high-performing life by the well-known TEDx speaker, Mr. AVELO of KOLKATA Ventures, Kolkata. We are extremely glad to welcome you all to this fruitful live seminar where all of us can learn more and get inspired too. And for this we have with us Mr. AVELO, the chief guest of today's program, Dr. Surjit Chakraborty, Chairman of Indian Academy of Fitness Training, the guest of honor, Professor Mitra S. Rao, Trustee Member, Board of Governors, Srinivas University, Dr. Thomas Pinto, Dean, Srinivas University Institute of Engineering and Technology, Dr. Netravati P.S., Associate Dean, HOD of Computer Science Engineering Department, and the Program Coordinator. We are very happy to have you all with us today. Let us give them a rousing round of welcome for making it convenient to be with us today. I now request Dr. Netravati P.S. to escort the dignitaries onto the dais. Should be the key of the day and not of the night. Prayer don't just change things, it changes us. We will now seek the blessings of the Almighty to help us in our endeavors. Let us all rise as Ms. Vaidehi, student of 3rd year CSE, will sing the prayer. Sunshine is a welcome thing because it brings brightness. It means you should do welcome for everyone of that thing which is not only helpful for you but also gives you only something best. I now call on Dr. Netravati P.S., Associate Dean, Head of Computer Science Engineering Department, Srinivas Institute of Engineering and Technology, and the Program Coordinator of today's TEDx live talk to welcome the gathering and also to give us a brief introduction of today's chief guest, Mr. AVELO Roy.
Good morning, everyone. We should strive to welcome change and challenges because they are what help us to grow. Without them, we grow weak like the alloy in comfort and security. We need to constantly be challenging ourselves in order to strengthen our character and increase our intelligence. Quoted by H.G. Wells. I, Dr. Netravati P.S., on behalf of Srinivas University, feel privileged and honored to welcome all of you for today's live seminar on a step-by-step guide to high-performing life by Mr. AVELO, MD of. I feel very happy to welcome today's chief guest, Mr. AVELO, MD, KOLKATA Ventures, who is an accomplished entrepreneur, investor and speaker too. I welcome you, sir. Welcome to Professor Engineer Mitra S. Rao, Member of Governors, Srinivas University. Our program would be better cheerful when we have the most cheerful and beautiful. We welcome you, ma'am, for this program. I would like to welcome Dr. Surjit Chakravarti, Chairman of Indian Academy of Fitness Training for this program. I welcome you, sir. Extend a warm welcome to all the management officials, Dr. C.A.A. Raghavendra Rao, Honorable Chancellor Srinivas University, Dr. A. Srinivasa Rao, Pro-Chancellor Srinivas University, Srimati A. Vijayalakshmi R. Rao, Member of Board of Governors, Srinivas University, Professor Engineer Srimati Mitra Ma'am, Board of Governors, and Registrar, even though they would not make it today for this program due to the unexpected meeting. I also welcome the young and energetic entrepreneur, Meghana, Board of Governors. She will be joining us shortly. I would like to welcome Dr. Thomas Pinto, Dean of Srinivas University of Institute of Engineering and Technology. I welcome you, sir. I also welcome all the dignitaries, Mr. Swaroop, Mr. Ganesh, Mr. Vanmali Govindadar, Mr. Spiritual Mentor, Shantaram Das, and Dr. Sushay, and all the dignitaries and teaching and non-teaching members present here. I also welcome all the students of Srinivas University, media, and all other guests present here for today's program. I take this opportunity to introduce a young, energetic, dynamic entrepreneur and TEDx speaker, Mr. AVELO. AVELO is currently the Managing Director of KOLKATA Ventures, Director ECC Engineering Private Limited, Board of Advisors, Amity University Online, Board of Advisors, Comedy Bunch, former Startup Advisor, Prime Minister of Nepal. He is a well-known guest lecturer at some of the top universities, Illinois Institute of Technology, Northwestern University, IIT Delhi, Bombay, Kharagpur, Bhubaneswar, Goa, Hyderabad and Guwahati. He has given 500 plus speaking engagements in US and India, including White House panel for entrepreneurship education, Startup America, Invest in India at Rashtrapati Bhavan, TEDx Talks, Josh Talks and more. He has received several awards, 150 plus awards in India, US, Canada and China. 1,800 plus startup mentees in India, US, Canada and China. AVELO is a serial tech entrepreneur, investor, TV host who started his first startup at the age of 19 around his patent pending technology while still studying as a computer engineering at the Illinois Institute of Technology. Like you, it's a very inspiration for you all. He built it to a multi-million-dollar valuation by the age of 22. He has built 8 businesses in the US and India with multi-million dollars worth of products and services ranging from consumer electronics, artificial intelligence systems, healthcare process automation, food science, wireless communications, wearable technology and graphical password applications. As the great-great-grandson of Sarojini Naidu, AVELO continues the legacy forward by tirelessly serving the
Pinto to florally welcome the guest of honor, Dr. Surjit Chakraborty. Thank you, sir. I now request Dr. Netravati PS to welcome our guest, Srimati A. Mitra S. Rao, with a bouquet of flowers. Thank you, ma'am. I request Dr. Sri Prakash, Head Mechanical Engineering Department, to florally welcome Dr. Thomas Pinto, Dean, Srinivas University Institute of Engineering and Technology. Thank you, sir. I now request Professor Tanmay, CSE Department, to florally welcome Dr. Netravati PS, Assistant Dean, Head of Computer Science Engineering Department. Thank you, ma'am. Let the fragrance of these flowers linger with you far beyond this occasion. If you light a lamp for someone else, it will always brighten your path. I request Mr. AVELO Roy, guest of today's program, dignitaries on the dais to proceed towards the lamp and light the lamp and formally inaugurate today's live seminar. Extremely thrilled to have with us Mr. AVELO Roy, a young entrepreneur, investor, TV host, and TEDx speaker. You have made our society proud with all the great endeavors taken over time. I now request you to speak a few words.
How's it going? Good to be in Bangalore. I'm very honored. And I was hearing the history of your university, how a CA turned into an entrepreneur, and from 7 students to we have 12,000 students now. It's quite an inspiration, and you're very fortunate to be in such an organization. So I'm also very fortunate to be here, to be with such an august group of panel members. So my goal will be to kind of give you a hint, a glimpse of what are some best practices that you can do to make your life extraordinary and use the best opportunities that you have been presented. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Looking forward to your live seminar. I request Srimati Mitra S. Rao, Trustee Member Board of Governors, give the presidential remarks.
A very good morning to all of us, all of you students, the faculty, the star of today's event, Mr. AVELO Roy, the Dean, Assistant Dean, and everybody here. To tell you the truth, today I have not come here to preside or to be on the stage. It is like I am even more enthusiastic. I'm excited to know what Mr. AVELO Roy has to share with us. Just a few minutes ago, I came to know that he is the great grandson of Srimati Sarojini Naidu. Because since childhood, we have been reading about her. We all have been reading about her in the textbooks. And such a personality that she has created a niche for herself. In those days, remember, a woman always used to be sidelined. But in those days, she is a great freedom fighter. And I had an impression she's an Andhra, but basically she's from West Bengal, and we know West Bengal is the greatest state of India because she's the home of many, many such talented. She has produced such great talents, some literary scholars, the freedom fighters, and today the West Bengal has come in bonding with Karnataka, Bangalore especially, which is the hub of the educational institutions. Students, we hardly get people who will come and inspire us with their motivational talks. So today, I request all of you to spare your gray cells to observe whatever motivational words that Mr. AVELO Roy has to share with you. Listen to it with great interest, and because this is going to be the seed in your future life. He is going to seed those ideas into your mind, and which is going to create your better future. And I wish you all the best in this life and make the most of the time here. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It's not about how much we give, but how much we love. We put in that efforts to express our love. I now request Mrs. Mitra Rao, Trustee Member, Board of Governors, to present a memento to the Chief Guest, AVELO Roy, as a token of our gratitude. Thank you, ma'am. It's not the joy that makes us grateful. It is the gratitude that makes us joyful. Thank you can be two little words, but believe me, it means a lot. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. I now request Ms. Vaishnavi Shenoy, student of third year CSCF, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. This is Vaishnavi Shenoy from the Department of Cybersecurity and Cyber Forensics, and it's my privilege to have been asked to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion. Thank you is such a prayer that cannot be seen or touched. It must be felt by heart. On behalf of Srinivas University, Institute of Engineering and Technology, I would like to extend my sincere thanks and appreciation to everyone who have made this event possible. First and foremost, I would like to express our gratitude to the President of Function. I would also like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed Chief Guest, Mr. AVELO Roy, MD of KOLKATA Ventures, for gracing today's seminar. I would also like to express my gratitude to the guest of honor, Dr. Sujit Chakraborty, Chairman of Indian Academy of Fitness Training. In their absence, I would like to express a special thanks to Dr. C.A. Raghavendra Rao, the Honorable Chancellor of Srinivas University, Dr. A. Srinivas Rao, the Co-Chancellor of Srinivas University, Srimati A. Vijayalakshmi R. Rao, the Member of Board of Governors, Dr. P.S. Aital, the Vice Chancellor of Srinivas University, Dr. Anil Kumar, the Registrar, Dr. Srinivas Maya, the Registrar of Evaluation, Dr. Ajay Kumar, the Registrar of Development, Sri Aditya Kumar Maya, Registrar of Academics, and I would also like to express my gratitude to Dr. Thomas Pinto, Dean of HUIT, Dr. Netralita P.S., Program Coordinator and HOD of CSE, and to all the deans and faculty members and the students who are present here. In conclusion, I would like to express my gratitude to everyone who have contributed to the success of this live seminar. We hope that the knowledge you will gain here during the seminar will benefit everyone and inspire them to lead a high-performing life. Thank you all for your presence, support and engagement. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Vaishnavi. As we come to the end of the program, stage program, I request Dr. Netravati P.S. to escort the dignitaries off the dais.
Am I audible? Can you hear me at the back? Okay, awesome. All right. Again, very happy to be here with all of you, and my name is AVELO Roy, and I'll tell a little bit about my journey before I get into the wisdom of today's talk. So I started my journey, like you heard, as a 19-year-old, as a first-year student at the Illinois Institute of Technology. And this is in 2007. The CEO National Conference where Steve Jobs and Bill Gates like people were there. And I was the youngest CEO, right? It was very scary. It was very unnerving, but at the same time, very rewarding. I was a shy, introvert kid. Still am an introvert, but learned to speak in public a little bit. Started with my friends in college, slowly. Technology is always a struggle. But anyway, I started in college, got my friends together. With very little resources, we had a dream of connecting people who are physically separated but emotionally together. And I was fortunate to have mentorship of very amazing people, like at the bottom of you see at the time, CEO of Motorola and CEO of Nokia. This was before the iPhone revolution. So I was learning from the best and the brightest of how they did what they did, what mistakes they did that I can avoid. And that's what expedited my growth. We started winning competitions in US and Canada that brought us some free money to fund our startup. And eventually, once we were ready to graduate from college, we got some of the best minds to join us. The head of marketing for L'Oreal, the head of technology from Motorola, the VP of innovations from Wrigley, people like that who are the best in their best. They quit their jobs to join us because one thing that was missing in their lives was freedom, flexibility, and impact that they could make happen in a startup where they can be the bosses. And together we have built these companies in US, Canada, Hong Kong, and eventually in India. And I've been honored by the California State Senate. I love sharing knowledge, so I have done 4 TED Talks. And KOLKATA Ventures, I started when I returned to India in 2016 to grow the East India economy. Unlike Karnataka, which is known for startups and a lot of prosperity, Bengal has been, for many decades, been leading behind. And I'm so proud to say that 5,000 plus jobs have been created, 500 plus startups have been created, and we are part of the growing Bengal, growing East India, and overall growing as India. So we are in 9 countries now. We started from Kolkata to Bengal to India to 9 countries. In fact, in Karnataka, we have around 12 startups incubated by us. This is Rashtrapati Bhavan, a startup India, where hundreds of startups funded by the government. I'm mentoring them. This was our Prime Minister sent me as advisor to the Prime Minister of Nepal, where in Kathmandu we created the startup ecosystem, and today there are at least 17 to 18 multi-million-dollar startups that are creating jobs in Nepal, thanks to the Indian delegate. You can see myself, Ritesh Agarwal from Oyo, Sugar Cosmetics, Kaushik, his wife is on the Shark Tank, right? So 5 of us went there and changed the economy in Nepal, and it's, we just had to set the fire, and now it's going on. It's a blazing fire. I'm a guest faculty. I love sharing knowledge, so I teach at multiple IITs, IIMs, and 2 US universities, and I love students, so I keep visiting campuses like yours. I also fund startups. I sponsor university events on entrepreneurship, spirituality. And I also help the government with policy making. So by the time you graduate, you have better laws, you have better ways of meeting your dreams. So what I'm going to share today are things that I have learned the hard way, that has worked for me, and that can work for you too. It's science, right? The first thing I'm going to tell you is I'm going to use a lot of Bhagavad Gita references because that's the foundation of my life. It is one book that gives you access to leadership, management, mental peace, and a lot of different things, right? So I will use a lot of Bhagavad Gita quotes, so be aware. Now here it begins. 24 hours in a day. You have, I have, Jeff Bezos has,
right? Our wonderful faculties have. So how we use 24 hours makes a huge difference. So first thing is we're going to talk about time. Now, Martin Luther King Jr., how many of you know who that is? A couple of you. He was the man behind, he was inspired by Gandhi and Bhagavad Gita, and he made the revolution in America about making blacks and whites, giving them equal rights, the rights to vote. And he said, if a man has not discovered something that he will die for, he isn't fit to live. Think about that for a second. Most people you see, zombie lives, right? Oh, it's okay, life is good, it's not so bad, right? That's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is a life that has an impact. I remember my grandmother passed away in 2015. When she was taken to the crematorium, this was the first time I was in a crematorium, and I was watching dead bodies just going in one at a time inside the electric oven. And for my grandmother, thanks to the wonderful children and grandchildren she has, right? It was a very wonderful, it's a horrible situation, it was a sad situation, but it was grand. It was something that was a testament to her achievements. So point is, there are people who die like a mosquito, and there are people who, when they leave, they make an impact. People miss them. And that's what, I know you're very young, and you might not think about death, but when I was in college, one of the exercises that was the most important thing that I remember was I was made to write, along with my friends, we were made to write our own eulogy. You know what eulogy is? When somebody dies, people come and appreciate, write a speech about their life. They said, write your eulogy now, and then build your life towards death. Wow. That took a lot of thinking, right? And that made me realize there's so much to do. There's so much I want to achieve. There's so many lives I want to impact. And that created the pathway for my life. So, activated by passion. So the passion, this fire, I was talking to Professor Rao about, that the fire has to be there within us. The need for expressing, to do something important, incredible, that has to be there. So activated by passion, right? Kuch karna hai kind of attitude, that something has to be done. I want to be the change. But empowered by compassion, because too much passion means we sometimes elbow people out of the way, right? And that's not good. When we rise as a community, when we rise together as friends, that's when the whole upliftment happens of a state or a country, right? So empowered by compassion, activated by passion, but empowered by compassion to serve a higher purpose. And that could be, for you, it could be your family, it could be your community, it could be the state of Karnataka, it could be India, but it's a higher purpose. And then we move forward from confusion to clarity. But how to do it? That's the confusion, right? Everything is a confusion at your age. Who to date, what courses to choose, what internships to choose from, how to do anything. It's always a question mark, question mark, question mark. So confusion to clarity is a journey that you traverse at this age. So don't be bothered if you're confused. It's only natural. But don't get stuck there. Don't get stuck in confusion. You ask for help. You get help only when you ask for help. Our ego stops us from asking, what if they think I am stupid? That's the first thing that you should learn today. When in struggle, ask for help to somebody who has been where you are today and who is successful, and you want to be like them, right? Your professors are there, your alumni are there, the industry leaders like myself who come and speak to you, so ask for help. With social media, everybody is accessible. In fact, 5,000 years ago on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, that's what Arjun did. The first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjun gives all the good reason why he does not want to fight the war, and they're all moralistic reasons. Krishna is silent. Chapter 2 begins. Arjun goes on, and finally he says, I don't know. He starts crying, actually. Now the Kshatriya doesn't cry, Kshatriya like Arjun, but he starts crying. He says, my throat is parched. My Gandiva is falling. I don't know what to do. It's a sign of panic attack, actually. Right? Night before exam, sometimes happens to all of you, yeah? He was in that situation. And then he asked Krishna, don't be my friend, make me your disciple, become my mentor. become my teacher, and tell me what is best for me. And then Krishna starts speaking the Bhagavad Gita. We have to ask to receive the answers. Okay? If you're taking notes, that's the first point to remember today. But don't expect people to feed you, to spoon feed you. A mentor shows you where to look, and you decide what you choose to see. Because your life is yours. Your vision, your ambition, your goals, your insecurities, your problems, only you know best. No one can tell you what to do. So be inspired by your mentor. Be guided, but make your own decision and live by it. Because you're adults now. I'm guessing most of you are above 18. So you're adults now. So it's important that you take responsibility for your success and your failure. You can't blame your family, parents, teacher, government, society for it. It is your choice. So learn to make choices and take responsibility on your own. Whenever you're making choices, there will be options. Broadly speaking, there are two options. There's a long-term option and the short-term option. Generally, the short-term option is easier. It's a patchwork. Like, abhi kar lete, baad mein dekha jayega, right? Now let me do it, I'll figure it out later on. The long-term option is harder, but it is much more paying, and I'll show you shortly how. There was a king. He had two ministers. He offered $1 million right now, and 1 cent doubling every day for the next 30 days. Now you guys are smart, you figured out already what that means. One minister took $1 million and he was having fun, buying private jet, yacht, this, that, going around the world. The other guy decided to go slow. 10 days, nothing. 20 days, little bit. But till the 28th day, he actually doesn't cross $1 million. So very end, he crosses $1 million, and by the 30th day, 5 million. So he waited 30 days, and he got 5 times more the money. Sometimes, or almost always, long-term goals are more beneficial than short-term patchwork band-aids. This is how it looks. When you start anything extraordinary, whether it's a business or a YouTube channel or a project, initially there is no traction. No one believes in you. As I said, your university started with only 7 students, 2 empty floors, and that's how it started with the hotel management college. Dr. Rao was very kind in telling me the story. And look at you today. This is one of the most beautiful campuses I've seen in Bangalore. It's gorgeous, right? That's what it is. Initially, there's nothing. Eventually, there is a difference if you keep at it and don't give up. So right choice versus popular choice. Don't follow people blindly. Sharma ji ka beta, right? Don't follow people blindly. Just because others are doing it, I should do it too. You are uniquely gifted by God. That is what's going to make you unique if you nourish that uniqueness. See, we all have a spark inside us. Have you ever seen a spark? When you fan the spark, what happens? What happens? What happens when you fan a spark? You fan it too hard, it goes off. You fan it lightly, it becomes a bigger flame. And eventually it becomes a massive flame. That's how it works. So when you take your unique gift, your unique ability, and start slowly nourishing it, fanning it, it grows, and eventually it becomes a blazing fire. Right? So think about the right choice, not what is popular, what is the trend, but what is the right thing for you. And long-term versus short-term. You always have a choice. Another Bhagavad Gita quote. You'll go through life and you realize that you're sometimes very happy and sometimes you're not very happy. It's like changing seasons, Krishna says. Right now it's summer, winter will come. After winter, summer will come again. Shita Ushna, Sukha Dukkada. So Sukha and Dukkha, happiness and distress, are like changing seasons. Expect it. That is how life works. For you engineers, there's a better way of saying sinusoidal waves. Happiness, distress, happiness, distress. You're in love, go through a breakup. You're going through a breakup, you're in love again, right? You're having bad scores, you study very hard and you get your scores up. and you're happy. Again, something happens, boom, you crashed. Life works like that. That is how it's supposed to be. In fact, this is how the world works. This is how the economies work. This is how the stock market works. Everything works in this way, right? If there is a pandemic, 21st March 2020, the whole world was like, what is going to happen? We are all shutting down. I was not worried. I'm like, if I live, it'll work out. Why? And I started investing in stock markets. And I made a huge profit in just a matter of a few months, right? Same thing with the Russian war. Putin attacked Ukraine, stock market crashed. Fantastic. Right now we are going through a recession. Again, it's going to get better. That's how life works. Nothing is permanent. It's always changing. And Bhagavad Gita, the Creator is telling you, I've designed it this way. So when you know that, you don't get worried. You understand this is a bad time, good times are coming. This is a good time, let me prepare for the bad time, right? And you keep going through life. You don't stop. This is the Bitcoins, the cryptocurrency market. Same way, ups, downs, but eventually it keeps growing and growing and growing. But we are scared. People run away when things happen, when there is a demonetization or a crisis. People are like, oh my God, what's going to happen to my job? What's going to happen to my life? What's going to happen to me? And that's where Krishna says, your worst enemy is sitting inside you. It's your mind. An uncontrolled mind is your worst enemy. I'll share a story with you. There was this lady, she went through a divorce in her 40s. 3 years, she didn't do much with it. Then after that, she started dating, went on social media, went on various dating sites. Eventually, she found a wonderful man, and that person, she wanted to go on a date with. She called up her best friend and said, hey, I found this amazing person. He's well established, he's good looking, he's also divorcee like me, and we're going to go on a date. I'm so excited. And the best friend is like, great, wish you all the best. She goes to the restaurant. This gentleman talks to her for a few minutes. After 10 minutes, he gets up and he leaves. She feels embarrassed, dejected, rejected, and she's not able to move. She takes up her phone and says, people are looking at me. This guy just left. I feel very embarrassed. What do I do? And her best friend says, how dare you expect a guy like that to date you? You're ugly, you're fat, you're disgusting, you smell bad. You can't expect someone like you to love you. You're not lovable. That person was not her best friend. A best friend wouldn't talk like that, right? That was her mind. That's what we do. We self-sabotage ourselves. When we see a cut, we put a Band-Aid. But when we get a mental injury, we take a chainsaw and make it worse. So Krishna is saying, our worst enemy is the uncontrolled mind. And the uncontrolled mind talks incessantly how bad you are, how not good enough you are. But a controlled mind will tell you otherwise, and we'll go through that shortly. This horse, same thing. As a little baby horse, it was tied to a stump. It was not fed for 3 days. The horse tried to run away. It couldn't. It gave up. It stopped dreaming. It grew up to be a big horse, tied to a plastic chair like you're sitting on. And it still thinks, I can't do it. I don't have it in me to do it. That's a stumbling block, right? We have ambitions as kids, but eventually we grow up and they say, you're not Ambani, you're not Tata, you're not Birla. How dare you think like that? And you decide, yeah, you're right. I should follow Sharma Ji ka beta, and I should do what everybody else is doing. How dare I think differently? But Bhagavad Gita teaches otherwise. The mind, let's understand this. Because this is our worst enemy. You should know your enemy before you attack your enemy, right? The mind has 3 things: thoughts, desires, and emotions, along with other things, right? And the mind is fed all kinds of information. It's influenced by who you're surrounded by, where you grow up, what kind of movies you watch, what kind of books you read, who are your friends. All of that are data entering your mind. And accordingly, the mind creates desires. And based on those desires, your life, your decisions, your intelligence works in that direction, right? If you're surrounded by ambitious people, you'll have ambitious desires. If you're surrounded by drug addicts, you will have the desires for trying more and more new drugs. If you're surrounded by people who are productive, that's the kind of ambition, that's the kind of desires you will cultivate. So it is very much programmable. It is not something that goes with the flow. It is something you can engineer, how you decide, how you desire. Most people looking at TV are watching commercials that tells them, you're not good enough, your shoe's not good enough, your phone's old, your car is old, this is bad, that is bad, you're going to die, all the people are against you, right? All the news channels always trying to scare the hell out of you that this is such a bad world we live in. Why? So you work very hard, you earn money, you go to the shopping mall, and you spend that money and make the 1% richer. That's the idea of capitalism. That's how it works. So why not become the 1% and be the part of the change? Do you understand? Do you know how taxes are different? If you have a salary as an employee, you can't avoid paying taxes. You will have to pay because the government knows what's your salary. As an entrepreneur, I can pay myself anything I want. I can pay myself 10,000 rupees a month. And everything is a business expense. My car, my gas, if I'm flying around in business class, if I'm getting a nice hotel, going on a vacation, it's all business expense. I don't have to pay taxes on that, but I can live the happy life. It is designed for us. It is designed for the 1%. So it is your choice if you want to be part of that 1% and grow that 1% to, wherever you come from, or get exploited. Because that's what's happening here. That's what real life is. So become a creator. Create a business, create a product, create a project, create a nonprofit, create something. If you want to be part of the 1%, create something. I want to kind of see a show of hands. How many of you want to be part of the 1%? Have the desire for it? See, it's a few hands. Out of whatever number of 100 people here, it's probably 10 people who want to be different. That's how it works. It's not hard to lead because most people want to follow. That's how it works. So just take the initiative and you'll be able to make the changes you want to make. But then in the process you will fail because that's how it works. Again, when you learn to walk, did you start walking after your first day taking birth? Anybody? No, right? You fell, you stood up, you fell more, you walked less. And eventually you walked more, you fell less. And eventually you started walking, talking, and you don't even realize you're walking. Same thing with driving, same thing with creating an organization, creating a university like this, creating a business. Anything new and extraordinary you do, you will fail more. You have to give yourself that opportunity to fail so success comes out. My name is AVELO Roy. AVELO is derived from the middle name of Thomas Alva Edison. And Thomas Edison is famous for what? A little louder. I'm hoping you're saying light bulb. So many things he invented, one of them is light bulbs. And how many times did he fail? 10,000 times he failed. He kept trying, he kept getting better at it. Every time the bulb would explode, it would light up for a few more seconds. It's like, I'm going in the right direction. So kept innovating, kept exploring, kept trying, kept failing. One day in his room, a friend was present, and he was exploding a light bulb, and he wrote down 9,999. And his friend asked him, what's that? He's like, that's how many times, the light bulbs bursted. He said, are you mad? Why would you keep trying? 9,999 times. It's not going to work. He's like, no, you don't understand. I figured out 9,999 ways how not to build a light bulb. I just need one way how to build a light bulb. Thank God he tried. We all have. We can be grateful to him. Right? So that's the reality. When you start something, expect failure to happen, expect people to laugh at you, expect your family not to support you. That is how it works. Ordinary people cannot understand extraordinary things. You cannot expect to be understood and supported by those who don't have what you have, the vision and the dream. That's how it works. Eventually they will be proud of you. Eventually they'll tell your story to others. Remember when he was struggling, I was there for him. Success has 1,000 fathers. Failure has none. So remember that. This is one of my stories. I was 2009, I graduated from college, all the winning competitions, being on newspapers. We were doing really well, but then the economy tanked. Investors backed off. Nobody was investing. All the startups decided to close down shop. We didn't. And we kept on going and going and going using the currency of relationship, because money has many names. Lakshmi Devi has many names. Money can be cash, can be credit, can be favors. We use favors. My first TED talk was called The Currency of Relationships. How I use favors to build $1 million company. My lawyer filed for my patent. I said, I don't have money to pay you because my father and mother got separated. I was in financial crisis. I had no money. I was $37,000 in debt. My patent attorney said, I will take care of your patent. But AVELO, you need to at least give me the details. Deadline's reaching. Like, I have my exams, I'm graduating. But somehow we made it happen. His friends laughed at him and said, you're never going to get your money back. It's a startup. They're going to die. He said, I trust these guys. In 10 months, we paid him off. Not only that, for the next 10 years, I gave him more than $500,000 worth of clients. Right? It's called the currency of relationship. He helped me when I was struggling. I helped him. I'm going to help him for the rest of my life because I'm grateful to him. That's how it works. Today you help someone. Tomorrow you don't know how that comes back to you. So using that, we kept on struggling through our team. We didn't have money to pay them, but we kept on building our prototypes, our products, filing for patent, going through the whole thing without any money. Having mentors really help. I remember there was a situation, ABCD, it's a slang, American born, confused Desi. There are people who are from Indian background, but they hate Indians. Right? American born, confused Desi. So there was one such investor, and he said the worst things to me in front of my team. My idea was bad, I was not capable, all kinds of things. And I remember this building called Aeon Center in Chicago. I came down and had tears in my eyes, and I was about to quit. I'm like, I'm done with this. Can't go anymore. And Jackie, the lady from L'Oreal, she put her arm around me and said, AVELO, we quit our jobs to join you. We joined your dream. You can't give up. Because if you do, what will happen to us? And I felt a sense of responsibility. I promised them a dream. Trust me when I say it, I was a month away from getting the first investment. After she did that, I'm like, okay, I'll keep going. And my mentor also said, don't quit. I'll tell you when to quit. You've not tried enough. I'm like, come on. I've been trying for so long. No, you've not tried enough. So having mentor, having friends who support you is really, really crucial. So invest in good friends when times are good. Because when times are bad, they are going to support you. You know these people? Anybody recognizes them? Steve Jobs and? Yeah, nobody knows the other guy. Steve Wozniak. They're co-founders of Apple. They built Apple. So Steve Wozniak is the introvert who sits in the background and builds the computers. Steve Jobs is the guy who goes on stage and sells it. In the middle is Jim Scully, who Steve Jobs recruited, and he is the one who kicked Steve Jobs out of Apple, right? Anyway, but they're all smart people. So the point of the slide is, if you hang out with 5 confident people, you will be the 6th. You hang out with 5 millionaires, you will be the 6th. You hang out with 5 broke people, you will be the 6th. You are the average of the friends you have with you, right? It always works like that. So it's important how you treat each other and what kind of friends you have, what kind of mentors you have, who are your support system. So when times are good, invest in relationships. Give, 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 right? And then it'll come back to you when times are bad for you. It requires mind control. It requires a focus, a goal, where you're going. Generally, when I ask people, what is happiness, what is your success? Oh, I want to, have a nice car, a nice house, a nice this, and a nice salary. What is nice? For somebody, 1 crore is nice. For somebody, 100 crores is not enough. What is nice? It is important to define our goals and then set our mind in that direction. And that requires us to not get distracted. And that's where meditation comes in. Every CEO I've met in the US have a meditation regime. They've read the Bhagavad Gita. Every CEO I meet in India, they want to meditate. They want to read the Gita. We are spoiled rich kids. We have our own inheritance and we don't utilize it. And the Westerners are using it, right? So meditation is one of the biggest tools you can have to be a productive individual that protects you from getting distracted and you keep going towards your goal. You can decide with clarity when you have clear mind. Otherwise, foggy ideas, foggy decisions, average life. You want extraordinary life, your decisions will take you there. And decisions with proper data, proper knowledge leads to the right kind of lifestyle. Invest in yourself. The biggest, the most secure investment ever is yourself. When you learn a skill, when you learn a new quality, when you learn something new, how to use a tool, right? Software or hardware. These are learnings that stay with you forever. So invest in yourself. Learn to know who you are. Are you more analytical or creative? Are you right-brained or left-brained? Accordingly, you can align your gifts with your profession, your passion with your profession, right? Here are some high-performing habits I'm going to talk about, since that's the topic, right? The first thing is daily meditation. Every day, have at least 15 minutes where you train the mind to be focused so that you can actually do things, because the mind is always chattering around, right? A chattering mind will always make you distracted. That means you're 24 hours in a day, half the time is spent on Instagram Reels. Rest of the half on something else. The moment we open our phone, what happens? The recommendation engine of YouTube, the recommendation engine of Facebook, the recommendation engine of Instagram knows exactly how to keep us there for the next 45 minutes to an hour. It works for all of us. It's important that when you have that, you can say, no, I will not waste my time. I will focus on what is my goal in life. Daily to-do list. With your whatever your goal you have in life, break it down into small chunks. And every day have 3 things on your to-do list that you accomplish towards that goal. Every day, day by day. Give your 100% to anything or anyone. Whatever you're doing, give your 100%. Be a person of excellence. Whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't make a difference. Whether you're doing household work or professional work, doesn't make a difference. Everything you do, it's your brand, it's what people remember you for. Right? Over the years, you will build a reputation. What is reputation? It is a repetition of your behavior over a sustained period of time builds your reputation. You repeat a certain behavior, people know you for that behavior. If you repeat excellence always, that's what people remember you for, right? So give your 100% attention to whatever you're doing. Be selective. Learn to say no to most things. If you're watching a movie, don't just watch a movie to waste your next 2 hours. 2 hours of your life that you can't get back. Might as well watch something that is Oscar winning, something you learn something, it'll change your life. An autobiography or something, right? That will help you grow as an individual. Whether it's choosing a life partner, choosing a friend, choosing a book, choosing an internship, college. Learn to say no and be selective. You deserve the best. Study from other people's lives, mistakes, successes. Most CEOs today are writing on LinkedIn about how they're building their companies, how they're struggling with their problems, and how they're fixing it. Watch those interviews, read their blogs, read books by successful people. That way, you will learn from the lives of people who have made it. And you don't have to repeat the mistakes that they have, right? Stay away from negative people and negative gossip. Whenever people are talking shit about other people, know for a fact they're going to talk about you as well as soon as you leave. And these are the things that influence the mind to make certain desires and decisions. So if you're listening to negative people, oh, so-and-so is bad, so-and-so is bad, excuses, why not to do something, oh, this won't work and that won't work. Have you tried it? No, but I know it won't work. Okay. I gave an exercise to my students. I was teaching at a US university, and I told them, each one, they were all entrepreneurs. I said, in your industry, whoever is the biggest name, reach 3 people from your industry. Write to them, LinkedIn them, Twitter them, whatever it is, find multiple ways to reach them and get an answer for them. It is your homework, your exercise. The next week when I was in class, I asked them, how many of you did it? Almost, 90% of them didn't even try. They said, they won't respond. It's not going to happen. The 10% who tried, they said, we got a lot of rejections, but some responses were there. And some of them said, I already have a meeting with my industry leader. Seeing that, next week, 20-30% more tried that. And they also got responses. The point is, nobody tries. That's why nobody succeeds. It is so easy in a world when nobody's trying, nobody's even dreaming. When you wake up and you say, you know what? I'm not going to be a zombie. I am going to be that person whose name is written in the history books. And you'll be amazed, most people don't think that way. So you have an open playing field. You have an open playing field to succeed and become a legend. Lastly, give back out of gratitude. Whatever you're receiving, remember it, harbor it, and give back. My mentors who helped me in my formative years, I asked them, what can I do for you? They said, AVELO, give it forward. That's what I'm doing today. I'm giving it forward to you guys as a gratitude to my mentors. Because what I have received, I can't just keep it. I find it criminal to just keep this treasure. So I'm sharing it with you so your lives also become transformed like my life did. Reward yourself. Remember this daily to-do list? You won't achieve it unless you reward yourself. Every day, when you write down the to-do list, tell your mind, my dear mind, if you finish these 3 things, I will reward you with something, whatever that something might be. A sweet, a gulab jamun, a movie, I don't know what it is. For you, whatever that matters. But that's how you growth hack your lethargy in your brain. Sometimes you don't feel like doing something. I'll do it tomorrow. It's okay. But when you give your brain, your mind, a carrot, then the mind starts working in that direction. Time manifests, priority happens, you don't distract yourself, and you get to that point. So learn this brain hack, right? Reward yourself every day. Appreciate yourself every day. Talk to your mind, not like that lady's best friend, but be the controlled mind who recognizes your divinity. We're all divine beings. We're all part of God. If somebody gives you a flower from a temple, you take it with so much respect. Wow, it's a flower from God. But guess what? We're all flowers of God. We're all parts of the Supreme Being. Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabho. Everything comes from me. And he says, Aham bija pradapitaha. I am the seed-giving father. I am your father. God is your father. Krishna is your father. So you have inheritance to unlimited potential. Understand that. Here are some list of useful skills. Learn to speak effectively. I'm realizing something. Anyway, these are not the slides I meant to actually share, but okay. So oral and written communication is very, very crucial. It's important that you learn to speak in such a way, learn to write in such a way that you can get the other person to react, to do something for you, whether it's a job interview or an investor pitch or a negotiation. Learn to speak effectively. Coding, it teaches you logic. Even if you're not the best coder, you learn to think logically, decide logically, and make logical decisions, and understand how to use technology better. If you're using ChatGPT, how many of you are using ChatGPT? Awesome. Right? You will know how to use it better, how to use Google search better when you understand a little bit of coding and technology. Designing, if you're gifted that way, designs can change the world. Amazon doesn't have salespeople. Just the user interface and user experience on Amazon is helping it make billions and billions of dollars. It's an automated system. The design of just that homepage of Amazon is creating so much wealth, so many jobs. So design is very, very powerful. A lot of science, psychology goes into design. If you have that gift, utilize it and use it in service. Project management. No matter what you end up doing in life, whether entrepreneur or intrapreneur or a job or whatever it is, if you can manage people, understand psychology, get them to get work done, you will be always relevant. No matter how much automation, how much artificial intelligence comes in, your job will always be there because you know how to get things done. Data analytics, understand data. Understand how marketing works, because today everything is marketing. You need to market yourself. Whether you're an entrepreneur or not, you need to be visible on LinkedIn. Jo dikhta hai wo bikta hai, right? If somebody is searching for your kind of what you're looking for, an internship or a job, you better be visible on the search results, or else you don't exist. If somebody's looking to hire you, they will Google you, they will Facebook you, they will find out who you are really, what kind of pictures you post with your friends, what is your character. You're being, actually looked into. It's a common practice in most companies. Money management. Most colleges don't teach you that, but it is such an important skill to have to stretch your money. You always, no matter 100 crores, 1,000 crores, or 10 rupees, you'll always have less than what you need. And it is an art and a science to know how to stretch that money, how to use your credit card, how to use loans, how to use all these wonderful tools that are out there in terms of money management. When Flipkart started, they were paying their suppliers, the people who were selling products on Flipkart, in 6 months' time. Right? So you would sell a book and the bookseller would get paid in 6 months. Why? Because Flipkart was using that time to roll that money into marketing and everything else, utilize that, earn that, and give it back. Just to give you an example, you must be having college fests on campus, right? Yes? Somebody decides to make a t-shirt, college t-shirt for the college fest. If you have a credit card, you can swipe your card, print some t-shirts on Vistaprint, right? Let's say they cost you 100 rupees, you sell them for 200 rupees. You make up that money, you sell it to your friends, you make up that money, in 30 days you got all the money and profit, and you pay off the credit card. Guess what? You just built a business with other people's money. How awesome is that? That's the mentality of an entrepreneur. That's what money management teaches you. Interpersonal skills, being likable. You can be the most talented person, the smartest person, but if people don't like you, they will not want to work with you. You will not make the most of your life. You'll not get the opportunities because people are like, this person is hard to work with. Their ego is too strong. They're not very nice, right? So learn how to be likable, how to interact with people, how to have genuine interest in other people's lives so that they also show interest in your life, and together you can build something. Languages. It's very crucial to know more than one language. Now, most of you have that. You know English, you know Kannada, and maybe other languages. That's very, very crucial because in today's world, we are global citizens. If you know a foreign language, it creates a different mood altogether when somebody can speak their language, right? And lastly, be visible on search engines, social media. Use the right hashtags, use the right things. Use social media to your advantage. Don't get used by social media. These billion-dollar companies are there because you're the product. You realize that you're the product? Who's Facebook's customer? Anybody knows? Who's Facebook's customer? No. It's the advertisers. Users are not the Facebook's customers. You guys are the products. They're selling your data to people like me. Right? You're telling Facebook, I am so-and-so years old, I study in so-and-so college, I like physiotherapy, I like sports, I like this kind of movie, and then I am a marketer, I am an entrepreneur, and I can target you. Aha, so you will like this kind of product. Using Facebook's artificial intelligence, I am paying Facebook so I can reach you, so you can buy my products and services. So guess what? It is in their best interest to use you for making money. But if you're sharp enough, you can use social media to your advantage and make your life. You know Uber, the cab company? Uber started on Twitter. Travis was looking for a co-founder, a biz dev manager. That day Ryan lost his job. Travis said, is there anybody who has biz dev experience, business development experience? I'm looking to build a cool tech company that will revolutionize the cab industry. Ryan said, email me, I just lost my job, let's talk. From Twitter, they met in the real world, and they built a multi-billion-dollar industry that revolutionized the cab industry. Such a cool product. And I have the Uber app. If I'm in Bangalore or in London or in Chicago, I'm using the same app all over the world. My transportation problems are taken care of, right? Built on Twitter. I have personally closed so many deals on LinkedIn. How many of you are on LinkedIn? Very good. If you're looking for jobs on internships, you better be on LinkedIn, or else you don't exist. So be searchable, be visible, so your opportunities don't miss you. It will take time. All the wonderful things in all those qualities, you won't succeed from day one. You build, you test, you learn. You build, you test, you learn, and you get better and better and better at these skills and qualities, right? You will fail. You fail fast, so you can succeed faster. Unless you try, you don't fail. If you don't try, why would you fail? A dead person doesn't try. They don't fail. A zombie doesn't try. They don't fail. But a person who's failing, who's struggling, don't laugh at them. Encourage them. If you see a friend of yours trying to do something extraordinary, try to encourage them. Like, you know what? You can do it. Keep trying again. Keep going again. And faculty, the professors, I request you to do the same. Because you never know who can do what. It's not about IQ. The guy who might not be scoring very well in your class might be the next CEO. In fact, President George H.W. Bush, in one of his inauguration speeches at a university, he said, convocation speeches. He said, congratulations, all the C graders. All the toppers, they will be working for you. Because most CEOs come from C average. Most US presidents have C average. Most toppers make great employees. They work for those guys. That's how the world works. So extraordinary people come from average students. So it's important that our professors also recognize and encourage them to be who they want to be. Not everybody will be a PhD, not everybody will be a scientist, but they can be something else, a politician, an entrepreneur, something else, right? Now, you hear a motivational speech, and then you get pumped up. Let's do it, let's change the world. It's natural. But sustainable is more important. Small things every day. 3 things on the to-do list every day. Just do that. You will see it'll make a huge difference in 30 days. Massive difference in 6 months. And in a year, you'll be a legend. That's how it works. Little bit every day. Compounding effect, like you saw that graph. But if you do a lot and then nothing, fizzles out, that's how New Year's resolution, right? 1st of January, you have resolution, let's do this. By 30th January, you're done. Why? Sustainable. The other one is not very sustainable. So break down your goal. You have set a nice goal. Whether it's a money goal, or feeding the poor goal, or reading a lot of books goal, whatever the goal might be, break it down. Break it down further. And you will realize it's much more achievable, right? Every day, 3 things on the to-do list. Keep going every day. It becomes achievable. Make it a habit to win every day. And it's actually a habit of excellence. Because when you do that, everything you do, you have that winning tendency, right? I have done this, you get the encouragement, the confidence to do other things also where you win every day. And this is the science of motivation. The belief system depends on who you are, what people tell you, right? For me, being a student of Bhagavad Gita, I believe that Krishna is my father. Because he says, Aham bija pradapitaha. From that belief system, I believe my potential is unlimited. So I can do massive things, and the results are massive, and my belief system grows. Wow, this is possible. I'm an average guy. I'm a short guy with less intelligence. I'm not very gifted in too many ways. But I truly believe that I am divine, being part and parcel of the Supreme Divine. And thus, I take actions, I grow further, and around the world I have businesses, I'm doing charity, I'm speaking, I'm teaching, I'm having so much fun doing what I'm doing, which honestly speaking, if you asked me 20 years ago, I wouldn't have ever imagined. Being a shy introvert who could hardly speak to his roommate. That's who I was my first year in college. So Henry Ford said the same thing. If you think you can or you think you cannot, you're right either way. Right? It all depends how you define it in your mind. Whether you think you can or you think you cannot, you're right. So I'll end with this. Do it now. No excuses. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for graduation. Don't wait for your kids to grow up. Right? Who knows when you'll die? Might as well do it this moment. Make it a habit to win every single day. Empower your dream with deadlines. And when you start, don't think small. Think very big. Sky's not the limit. Think very big. But start small. You're in college, you have less knowledge, you have less resources, understandable. Start small, grow slow. Make mistakes, don't repeat them. Slowly, slowly, when you realize I am onto something, then grow really fast. Get all the help you can. Ask for help, ask for guidance, and go forward. So stay in touch. My name is AVELO Roy. I'm the only person in this world with that name, so you can easily find me. I'm not married, so I have a lot of time, right? So when you reach out to me, I will respond to you. And I'm here as an elder brother to help you through. Thank you very much. And on Sunday, we are having a wonderful event tomorrow. So our future speakers will talk about it. I would love to see you there. We will have a wonderful time tomorrow. So if you like this, please come tomorrow. I invite you. So I'll have the next, ma'am, will you take over from here? Or questions? Okay. Okay, we'll take some questions. Is it okay to take questions? Okay. Yeah. Somebody give him a mic.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
I have 3 questions for you.
3 questions?
Yeah.
Okay, go one at a time.
Okay. The first one is, can a student like me who has not been to big institutions like IIT, IIM, can start a bootstrap business?
Yes. See, the business is about problem solving. You start with a problem, you do market research, you build your team, and then you get started. Most things are free, digitally speaking. Right? You can build a prototype, get some traction. There's government money available, grants available. With that, you can get started. So, my own life, and that's good enough. I don't want to take risks. So, not everybody will become one.
So, through that perspective, how can change someone? As you said, he does his regular routine, which is just being basic and how can you change a person like that?
Why do you have to change a person? Let them be happy. We don't have to. We can change ourselves. We have all control over ourselves, but we can't expect to control other people. That's not fair. Unless they're of course hurting themselves. That's a different story. You can encourage them by your own example. So you become something so wonderful that seeing you, others feel inspired to grow. Krishna and Bhagavad Gita says, "Yad yad acharati shreshtas." The shreshtas, the leaders, whatever they do, the common men follow. So teach by example, not by coercion.
So, one more question.
Yeah.
As an entrepreneur, people get ideas about how to build a solution. How can we get more ideas?
Don't go for ideas. Go for problems.
How can we search for problems?
Are you serious? How many problems do you have in the city of Bangalore? How many problems do you have at this college? How many friends are having problems? Solve one good problem.
And that is why I talked about the three things. The priorities should be set. That of the 10 million things happening, these are the things I will have to accomplish today and today itself. For that I will reward myself. And then prioritize it. So time manifests and you're able to get that done within all the chaos that's happening. You know there is a constant within the chaos. And that constant is your to-do list. Get it done. Write it down, get it done, reward yourself. Write it down, get it done, reward yourself. If you do that for 21 days, it forms a habit. It's a habit of excellence.
Thank you, sir.
This gentleman in the front. Yes, sir, you're a professor. Hi. Yes.
How to overcome the problem of taking actions? Because many people they have plans, but they are not ready to execute their actions, plans. So, how to overcome this problem of taking action?
It's called analysis paralysis. We think too much. So the way to hack that, the brain has a 3-second rule. If you think that you do something, within 3 seconds start acting on it. Anything beyond that, the brain will give you reasons why not to do it, what are the loopholes, what are the problems that can happen. But within 3 seconds, you open your laptop and you start writing, or you start Googling, or you start learning about it, and you get the motion started. The motion, the momentum will take you forward. So don't take too long between your desire and your action process. Thinking, feeling, willing. Get to it quickly. You think, you feel I should do it, and you immediately take action. If you don't do immediate action, it will never happen. There was a person with the hands raised in the front over here. Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. There is always a conflict between mind and heart. What we should choose? Like
Mind or heart, or intelligence and heart?
intelligence and heart. Logic versus heart. What to choose?
Don't choose. Don't choose. Because heart is important. We need the softer side. We need the desire. Right? But then think, is this something? How will I feel if I reach this desire? What's the coming after that? If that seems pleasant to you, then you use the intelligence to take you to the desire.
Sometimes we feel like that is good for us in future. That heart says that. And that might be not right action.
That's why I'm saying, before you act, think what the outcome would be. How would it make you feel? Like, I feel like punching that person in the face. What would happen after I punch the person? He probably will punch me back. I might break a tooth. Probably not a good idea to punch that person. Rather, send them a WhatsApp. Perhaps. Right? So think what's the outcome, what happens after I act. So then your intelligence and your heart, you can. Also it is important that you strengthen your intelligence with knowledge. For example, if I am thinking, wouldn't it be nice to do skydiving? What do I think? That 100 other people have done it, so I will not fall. It will be good fun. But the moment there's a newspaper article that says somebody was bungee jumping or skydiving and they crashed and died, next thing you know, I'm not going down. Because knowledge just told your intelligence, it's dangerous. So feed in the right knowledge, strengthen your intelligence. Intelligence will guide your mind with the right desires, and then act based on strong intelligence. So gather knowledge.
Like, to have knowledge, probably we have to know the right knowledge, right? In order to do something.
That's right.
Yeah. How to find that right knowledge? What is right thing?
Beautiful question. So the right knowledge, you ask the right people. People who are successful, that's the evidence that they have done something right in their lives to be successful. So whoever you think is successful in your domain, whatever that is, you ask them, what would you have done? Where did you get your knowledge from? And they will tell you where they got the knowledge from. You go there. Make sense?
Thank you.
Most welcome. problems, management, conflicts, this and that. When you're a venture capitalist, you can have fun talking to students, and you pay the entrepreneur to do the work. So initially, becoming an entrepreneur is a lot of fun. In my 20s, I was building businesses, and it was a lot of fun building things. But then you see these investors, they have a great life. They're spending time with family, they're doing charity, they're doing good things, and the money is growing. So the money is growing when you invest. So you learn to invest and grow your money while you do all the work to fix your problems and have a great life. Have a lazy life. Lazy intelligence. There's 4 kinds of intelligence. Lazy intelligence, busy intelligence, lazy fool, and busy fool. The lazy intelligence is people who get other people to do the work for them. Right? They're the strategy people and they get others to do the work for them. The good managers, the delegate. The busy intelligence is micromanager, somebody who does everything. If I don't do it, nobody else can. The lazy fool is somebody who's like, I don't want to bother you, don't bother me, I'm chilled out. The busy fool doesn't know he's a fool. Is going around causing mess for himself and for others. Alright, next question. Good? We'll stop here.
Wow, that was amazing. Wasn't it? Then give a big round of applause to Mr. AVELO. Make it a habit to win every day. Sir, we at Srinivas University assure you that you will find many more students graduating from Srinivas University as future CEOs. Thank you so much for your words of inspiration, wisdom and experience. Thank you one and all. We have Dr. Suchi Chakraborty to give a talk.
Dear students, did you like the talk? A louder yes will help us. Would you like to listen to him again? There's a chance. Sunday morning, 10 o'clock, Umang 2.0. And the address and everything is there right now in your brochure. It's a beautiful program that the entire ISKCON Youth Forum is organizing for all of you. Please feel free and be a part of it. There's a very simple QR code right in the corner of the card. You can scan that to register yourself and be a part of it. It's fun, music, a lot of dances, drama, and of course, food. So please do come over there and we'll have a lot of fun over there. That's the program which we are waiting for, and please join us for that. We have a small video to be shown to you about what this entire front row which you're seeing, which belongs to ISKCON Youth Forum, is doing in and around the country and in your city as well. Can we have a video?
So this was a quick presentation on what this forum is doing to the entire country, your city, and your university has been a great blessing for all of us. Thank you, madam, for helping us. We look forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, one and all.